Hey, 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 everyone, and welcome to today's episode of Brand OTC, where we answer your branding questions with a faux over-the-counter product. Now, today's product is called Brand Scan, and it helps you to measure your brand's effectiveness. So, if you struggle with feeling like you've wasted your resources, if you've seen stagnant growth or a lot of missed opportunities, this is the episode for you. All right. So again, this is for brands that need a diagnostic, but not a redesign. So Brand Scan is going to clear up your confusion and expose the blind spots that your brand has before they cost you business. And you don't want to go through that because that's expensive, right? So before we get started, my name is Cynthia Kita. I am your brand strategist, your designer, and your educator here at the Design Firmacy. And the question is, how do I know if my branding is working? All right, so let's get into it. So, how do you know that your branding is actually working? So, there are a couple of factors that we're going to look at. I believe five signs that shows you your branding is working, and then five red flags that you want to pay attention to. So, we're going to unpack some of those signs and red flags so that you can go ahead and scan your brand and do that checkup. But I do want to put in a plug for you. If you have not already checked your brand vitals, go ahead and visit mybrandvitals.com and we will give you a comprehensive breakdown of where your brand currently stands. All right. And then we'll give you the steps that you can take to make things better and to heal it up and make it healthy once again. So let's get into it. Number one. So this is the first sign that your branding is actually working. And number one is you're attracting the right people. Like no one wants to go into business serving the wrong people, not getting business at all. And the experience on your end, not just the client experience, but your experience running the business is also very important. So your branding should filter out your ideal clients and push away or repel the wrong ones. So if you find yourself getting ghosted, getting mismatched inquiries, or just getting silence across the board, something is clearly off. People should be responding to you. You should be getting results. And that's actually one of the other points, but you should be attracting the right people. And if you find that you're not attracting the right people, then something in your strategy should change because you did not get into business to serve the wrong people. I mean, think about it. You started your business for a purpose, for a cause. And when I say cause, it doesn't necessarily mean like you're trying to save animals or that type of a cause, but for a reason. There was a reason behind it. Maybe you experienced something and you don't want other people to experience that or make those same mistakes. And so you want to reach those people. And so it's vital that you are actually reaching the people that you purpose to reach, the people that you purpose to impact, because that's what your business is all about. That's what's going to sustain you in business. That's what's going to keep you motivated and keep you pushing even when times get tough. So, one, if you're attracting the right people, then your branding is absolutely working. Number two, your branding is working if your message is clear and memorable. So, if someone were to refer your business, would they know what to say? Would they accurately refer you? I I'm laughing because I'm thinking of all the times, and even my friend has like recently reminded me of times where maybe she fixed something on her mom's phone or taught her mom something that had to do with AI, and all of a sudden she became the AI guru involuntarily or involuntarily just because our moms thought we were just so good at it, right? And so what they do is they call everybody on the phone and like, hey, my daughter knows how to do AI, call her, she's going to help you. Or my daughter fixes phones, call her, she's going to help you. And so again, when people refer you, do they refer you correctly? Obviously, my example was a terrible referral because that's not my job. That's not my expertise. It's probably not yours either if you've experienced what I'm talking about, right? So is your message clear and memorable? If people don't understand what you do and why it matters, your brand is not communicating effectively. And people who are confused do not convert. It doesn't matter. People only make good decisions from a point of knowledge. And I said good decisions. They only make good decisions from a point of knowledge. And so, does your audience have enough knowledge or clarity about who you are and what you do? And if they do, then your branding is absolutely working, because that means your message is clear and that it's also memorable. It's something that they can recall, they can bring back to their mind and regurgitate. Number three, your branding is working if you are getting results and not just compliments. Compliments are great. They make us feel good. They pump us up. They make us feel like we're doing something good. But that is not a great metric of whether your branding is actually working. If it's working, you're actually getting the result that you desired. So a brand that gets praise but not purchases is not working. Your brand, your business is not businessing, basically. You're not making any money, because at the end of the day, vanity is not going to pay the bills. Value does. So you absolutely need to be getting results. And if not, you want to go back to your brand strategy and rework that. Number four, your branding is working if your visuals match your identity and your experience. So does your brand look like what you're selling, and does it feel like who you actually are? Because consistency is what breeds trust. You cannot trust somebody who is one way on day one, another way on Tuesday, another way on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Each day of the week, they're somebody different, right? You cannot trust that person because you don't know who they actually are. And so do you match what you're putting out there, the things that they see, the visuals they see? Because they can see something pretty, but then on the back end, your stuff is messed up. Like your communication is terrible, your systems don't work, your links don't work. So you do have to be consistent. You do have to match that identity and experience that you're putting out there for your audience. Number five, your branding is working if you have a system and not just aesthetics. So your branding is more than just a one-time design, and I've done a video about that, so check that out. But it is the strategy, the positioning, and the experience all working together over a period of time. So if you don't have a system, you will struggle to scale, you will struggle to grow, and you can view your system as your brand strategy. If you don't have an actual plan, you're not going anywhere. It's like back in the day, before we had GPS, and I'm not that old, so don't think I'm old. Before we had GPS, we had MapQuest. MapQuest, we would go on the internet, go to MapQuest, type in the address, like where we were and where we were going, and we would literally print out the directions. And whoever was sitting in the front seat of the car with the driver was responsible for making sure that we got to our destination. That is a plan. That is a strategy. If you make a mistake, you got to figure it out, because MapQuest does not troubleshoot mistakes on the road, because it's a piece of paper, right? It's not a GPS where they can tell your location and say, okay, here you are, this is where you need to be, let's redirect you. What it says on the paper is what it says. So with that being said, you need to have a strategy, you need to have a plan, and you can't just rely on the way your brand looks, because looks do not sustain you. It's your strategy that does. Now let's get into some of the red flags, all right? So red flags that you should pay attention to if your brand needs a checkup are as follows. So if your leads have slowed down or dried up, you definitely want to do something about that. Now, I don't want to give you the wrong idea. So there are times where leads slow down and things dry up, and it may not necessarily be because of your lack of efforts in branding. It may just be your strategy, or maybe you're not marketing as much, or maybe you haven't put enough into ads, or maybe you're not using ads at all. And so outreach is still important. You can have all your branding elements, but the strategy of your brand also includes how you get the word out there. So I just wanted to clear that up. Like, I don't want you to think that your branding as a visual component is the reason why you slow down. No, it's because the marketing component of your brand is what has slowed down or is not as effective. So if your leads have slowed down or dried up, you definitely want to look into your strategy. Number two, your audience seems confused or disengaged. We've already talked about the fact that if you want to get a good referral, your messaging has to be clear. So if your audience is confused, they don't really know what you do, they don't really know who you are, they don't know how to connect with you, that's a red flag for you. Number four is that you've pivoted, but your brand has not. So as entrepreneurs, small business owners, we tend to change our minds. We see what's working, we pivot. I mean, pivot is like one of the greatest things that we do as entrepreneurs, right? And many times it's unwarranted. We're just sometimes in our emotions, and you should not make business decisions from emotion. You should always use data. And so sometimes we pivot and we haven't really brought everyone in on that pivot or on that change. And so they don't really know what's going on. They're just operating as though you're operating your brand before the pivot. And so if you've pivoted and you haven't necessarily communicated that, you definitely want to go back and have a full strategy and come back and let your audience know what's going on. And number five, you're relying on discounts instead of demand. How many times do we do this? This is a huge red flag. If you're constantly doing sales and discounts just to get sales instead of increasing the demand and the desire for people to want whatever it is that you offer, that is a huge red flag. You definitely need to work on your strategy there. And so, with all that said, how do you feel about your brand? Like, where are you right now? Is your branding working? Is it not working? Because either way, you should go ahead and check your brand vitals. Take the brand vitals assessment to diagnose what is working and what's not instead of trying to rack your brain on your own. We have figured out a 9-step system that assesses the health, the entire health of your brand, again, in its entirety. And it will tell you what exactly it is that you need to work on. In addition, you could go ahead and book a brand detox call with us, and we will pinpoint, the areas that you can enhance based on your brand vital score and figure out a strategy for you, because we want your businesses to succeed here. We want you to get healthy. We want your brand to be healthy, because a healthy brand means you're going to make more revenue and you're going to build the legacy that you desire to build within your business and within your life. So at the end of the day, a good brand doesn't just look good, it makes things happen. And that's the quote for today. So if you enjoyed this episode, feel free to share it with a friend, your business bestie, and make sure you subscribe, like, and comment down below. And I will catch you in the next video. Bye. Discover what sets your brand apart, then say it with confidence. What's Your Secret Sauce is a free 3-day challenge designed to help entrepreneurs uncover the unique flavor that makes their brand unforgettable. Through guided prompts, live training, and powerful clarity exercises, you'll identify what truly sets you apart and how to communicate it in a way that connects and converts. If you've ever struggled to stand out in a crowded market or explain what makes you different, this challenge will give you the breakthrough you need. You'll walk away with your personalized secret sauce recipe, a clear, compelling blend of your brand's strengths, purpose, and positioning that makes selling feel natural. Join us by visiting brandmysecretsauce.com. You're doing all the things: posting content, updating your website, running ads, tweaking your offers, but still wondering, why isn't this working? Truth is, you might be focusing on areas that look productive, but aren't actually moving the needle. The Brand Vitals Assessment helps you stop guessing and start targeting. It's like a wellness checkup, but for your brand. You'll gain crystal clear insight into the 9 essential areas every brand needs to thrive. No fluff, no filler, just facts about where your brand stands and what needs your focus. Because clarity is the first step to real momentum. And when you know where to focus, you start to see progress, not just activity. Get out of busy work. Get into brand building that actually works. Take the Brand Vitals Assessment now. Have you tapped into your Firmacy benefits? As a beneficiary, you unlock special offers, gifts, and always stay in the loop. Subscribe today to receive your exclusive dose. Visit firmacybenefits.com.